And so I do think somebody like Soros, somebody called it, they call the real privilege is being able to vote and support policies and never suffer the consequences of your policies.
Right.
If you looked at the recall effort in San Francisco and the district attorney, it was amazing looking at the precinct numbers. It's some of the precincts at the highest level for recall were minority majority precincts.
Yeah.
Some of the areas that had the DA actually had the best numbers to keep them in power were very, very wealthy enclaves where people had gated communities and security systems. And you realize they're not suffering the consequences of the policies that they are supporting. That may be good in an academic theory, but in reality, what they're doing is they're creating some areas of this country are getting harder and harder to live in because people are looking over their shoulder in fear. So I think somebody like George Soros should do what I've done. I can guarantee you, he's probably never gone into an inner city church and met with the victims of crime. I can guarantee. In fact, I would challenge him to do that. I would challenge you to come in. I would challenge George Soros to sit in the same room I did with dozens and dozens of victims of violent crime. They've been the victims of these criminal first, victim last prosecutors that have seen their lives turned upside down, and the only thing they're desperate for is not to be a number. And they are turning into a number. They've completely been robbed of their dignity because they think nobody cares. I would do a meeting like that in a second. In fact, I challenge them publicly. Why don't you sit down and have a meeting with me? Hear their testimony. Have you ever actually sat down in a room full of victims and you actually heard the utter pain and anguish? Have you ever heard the cry of a mom that's lost a child? From the most senseless reason that her child's killer got out and should have been behind prison? There's not an anguish like that on the planet. I guarantee he's never done that. And I know I'm getting animated, but you could tell that the being a voice for victims is a hugely personally important issue for me. And that's my problem is I don't deal with academic theory. I deal with real world.